Hello, welcome to the channel. I've managed to get my hands on a Triumph Sprint 1050 GT. I'm not 100% sure at the minute whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. It needs a bit of work. I took it out for a test ride. It's definitely flat, so it'll need, it wants a service basically, which we're going to do in this video. Also, the exhaust is awful as stock and it's blowing, so we're going to change that while we're at it. Alright, so let's get into it. We'll get the bike jacked up. So we'll start with draining the oil off. What makes me laugh with these bikes is that some bolt, should I say, is right next to the stand, so you struggle to get the oil to go in the tray. Yeah. Oh, that's disgusting. And it stinks. So we'll leave that draining out, and we'll take the oil filter out once it's about empty. And I think while we've got the bike up at high level, we'll probably start to change this exhaust. So I've ordered a cheapish end can from eBay, believe it or not. So it's not the most expensive one on the market, but I'm dead impressed with packaging and actually how it looks. We'll see what it sounds like a little bit later. So this is the new end can. Now it says it fits this bike, so hopefully it does, but it's going to look an awful lot better than the thing that's already on it. So quite pleasantly surprised with GRmoto. Also in the box, they also send these, which are quite smart. So all your hangers and bits of kit, bolts, etc., are all in a really nicely packaged kit. And then you also get like a surprise box, which is, you know, some of it you'll use, some of it you won't use. But I thought it was a really nice gesture to accompany it. I mean, the exhaust was 180 quid, 190 quid, so you can't go wrong really. Good. Right, so let's get this this exhaust off, the old one. Yeah, I'm not surprised it's blowing. So it appears to have a new crush. I think by the looks of this has been off and somebody's stuck this back on just for sale. And they're god awful looking. There you go. It's a new seal. Well, we've got a new one anyway. So we've got a genuine crush gasket. So we'll slide that onto the lower end of the pipe, and then we'll make sure that goes right home, so that it doesn't leak, because I think in the not too distant future this is going to want a new set of front pipes on it, header pipes, but we'll see how it rides before we start spending any more money on it. So we'll sort of dry fit it for now, just to make sure that we're happy with it before I start using the exhaust paste and etc. and we can't move it. Right, so now that little bit's done temporarily, like I say, it is only a temporary fix. Number one, I want to see how it sounds on the bike before I start pasting it on, etc. because we might end up changing it. Not that I've you know, got no faith in the product, but I don't know the product, so we'll see. It looks all right. It looks better than the one that was on there. So right, while the bike's up in the air, we'll have the oil filter out, which is always a messy job. Pressure's not at all on, so we'll put probably 3 litres in, and then we'll let it settle, check it, and then top it up then to its wide level. So we'll get to the air filter and the plugs. Slide that back. Hopefully we should be able to rest that up there, so we're not taking any of the I could really do with some tank jacks. Okay, airbox is coming off. Oh wow, you can safely say that that wanted changing. The state of that. No wonder it's running the way it is. So airbox out. See, a lot of people will say that the air pipes are not that important as to where they go, but I've had a few bikes that have run really rough because just for the simple fact of the air pipes are the wrong way round. So on this it's fairly straightforward. I mean, we'll clean that up in a minute because that's really bad. Look at the state of that. But I mean, this has only got 2 air pipes really that need removing, but on some of the older, especially on some of the older carbed bikes, they have a few different ones, and if they don't go in the right way, it can cause you problems. So the best thing you can do is just make sure that your air pipes are all right. So that's 1, 2. Although it doesn't matter keeping these in order at all, I just like to make sure that we stay and go back the same way. I like the fact that these are sealed in as well, because the other thing you'll find on some of the older model bikes is that they're open and they gather all the road dust and crap, so you're better off to just get the compressor and blow them out. See what state these plugs are in. So brand new ones, twin spark. What you don't want to do is be over tightening these. These just want nipping up so the washer seals, but you don't want to be crushing. You don't need to have brute force, basically. They're nicely tight. So back in the way they come out. Nicely seated. You can feel them click. Last but not least, key on these is to make sure that the springs are in place, because it's the spring that creates the seal. Sweet. Airbox back together. Right, tank back on. Just make sure that you don't trap the cables underneath it. It's another thing that will cause you massive problems. Sink nicely back on. Velcro strip. Can't believe they stick these down with Velcro strip. Oh, looks like we'll be gluing that back on then. Seat back on. Job done. All we want to do now is check the oil, see what the oil level's at, and then we should be good for a start. So, making sure everything's out the way, I think we're good to go for a crank and see what it sounds like. Just let it push the oil around before you start revving it and sounds alright. The exhaust sounds alright. So I think we'll probably put that on permanently, and I'm going to take it out for a test ride and see how she rides. So we'll leave this one here, but thanks for watching, and yeah, see you soon.